Next up, we've got a lot of fans of this guy around, okay? I'm just going to say right off the top, I like him, I don't love him. And that is Chaz Lanier from Tennessee. These highlights are from Swish. He's a fifth-year senior from Tennessee. I believe he's 22 right now. He's 6'5" with a 6'9" wingspan. He basically played the two at Tennessee full-time. Kind of prototypical shooting guard size. And he is sort of the prototypical shooting guard in the way he plays offense. Like, he is a dude that kind of like, we don't really have a lot of twos like this anymore in the NBA. But Chaz's value, why he is in the draft, is starts and really kind of stops in some ways with his shooting. 39.6% from three. He averaged 18, 3.9, and 1.1 assists last year. 43, 39.5, 75.8. And the shooting, again, basically 40% on 10.4 threes per 40 minutes. That is 98th percentile among college guards per CBB analytics. Almost 60% of his shots were from three, which is an absurd number. So I don't his jumpers looks a little funny to me. I think it's because he holds his arms out really far, and that's not a bad thing. Like, it just makes his release like really high, and it's just like, it looks a little funky to me, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. And he just kind of like flicks it up at times, but he gets good elevation, especially from the mid-range where he really rises up. He's comfortable squaring up and firing when he's coming off screens. And I think that is the most important ability that Chaz has. He comes off screens. A foundational piece of Tennessee's offense last year was Chaz getting screens. Like, that is how they would start a ton of possessions. Let's get Chaz coming off a flex action or a floppy action or a pin down or an exit screen, and then get him the ball when the defender was chasing him. And often he would just catch, square, fire, bang. Like, he doesn't have like the fastest release in the world, but it's pretty damn fast, and it goes in a lot. Again, his shot prep's really good. He gets himself square, he catches, boom, he's got that thing firing off. I'm probably low on the speed of his jumper. Like, he gets that thing up quick, and like, he will just kill you. Like, if he gets two steps and he's coming off a screen, he will catch and fire before you can make that ground up. That is going to be a weapon at the NBA level. Like, it could be a big part of an NBA team's offense. And like, catch and shoot, absolutely elite, absurd catch and shoot shooter. If he's open, it essentially goes in. He's going to be a good to great spacer at the NBA level. And I think, like, I don't love Chaz's off the bounce game. I think it leaves quite a bit to be desired. I think he's kind of a average athlete, projects to be sort of an average-ish athlete at the NBA level. Like, he just has very little shake and wiggle with the handle, as of course the clip running is him crossing Baylor up and going to the rim. But he really has trouble creating space for himself off the dribble. I just don't think that's going to be part of his game. Like, his handle's steady and secure, and I will say he is an extraordinarily pragmatic ball handler, if that makes sense. So this is a chart of assists per 40 minutes on the Y and turnovers per 40 minutes on the X, and turnovers are reversed, right? So the further right you are, the fewer you have. You can see Chaz way down at the bottom right around a bunch of guys who like are big men and don't touch the ball, right? Come on, Malawak, Asa Newell's right there, Mama Skevich from Iowa State, whose name I just completely butchered, but he's like a big four. He's like a four, regular size four. And there's Chaz Lanier. Like, he's very steady and he does not turn the ball over. And I think, like, if he's not going to have wiggle, then that's fine. That's what you want. You want a dude who's like not going to turn it over, is like, if the shot's there for me, great. If it's not, I'll attack the closeout. And if that's not there, I'm just going to move the ball. Like, I don't think Chaz is really ever going to be running pick and rolls as a ball handler in the NBA. But like, again, the shooting, the off the ball stuff will force defenses to send help to him and collapse. And that alone has tons and tons of value. And he's not going to lose you games because he's trying to turn it over, getting greedy, going to the rim. That's great. That's what you want out of sort of these role player type wings. He's just not a playmaker. Again, like he's pretty one-dimensional offensively in that I think all of his possessions will be like, or the vast majority of possessions will be spot ups in some way. But if he pump fakes, defender flies by, I totally trust him to take a couple dribbles, either make a mid-range shot, which is a pretty damn good mid-range shooter. I just don't know if he's going to be able to quite get to the rim. Only 16% of his points came in the paint at college. So like a lot of his buckets were other than threes, it was mid-range. Most of his 2-point scoring was mid-range, which he's like pretty good at. And I don't see any reason why like an open mid-range wouldn't translate. I just don't think he's going to get all the way to the rim. He's kind of like Sam Hauser-y in his shot profile. It's like, if it's not a three, it's like a 2-dribble mid-range jumper. Z-Gamer House's off-ball movement. He is a wonderful, wonderful off-ball mover. Like, very, very good. He flies off screens, gets his shoulders and base turned and rips jumpers. Like, he is going to be an awesome off-ball shooter. There's no doubt in my mind. Okay, defensively, he's fine. I don't think he's bad. I think he does a really good job, like reading, being there, getting his body in the right position. Again, like I think he's pretty fairly limited athletically, but he's not. I don't know if limited's the right word. He's just going to be like slightly below average for an NBA wing athletically, but I don't think in a manner that's like, wow, this guy's totally unplayable. I think he's just going to be like, yeah, sometimes you can beat Chaz off the dribble or to the spot, and sometimes you can't. Again, like kind of like Sam Hauser style defender, where it's just like, hey, he's just kind of a guy that's there, and the wrong matchup, he will kind of get burned. But in a lot of matchups, he's going to be totally fine. So he's a little handsy, and like I think that got him in trouble in college with like fouls and just like kind of trying to use his hands because he got beat or he's off balance, and like. It's kind of okay to do in the NBA. They're letting dudes get away with a lot of that. So I wonder if that like translates better in the NBA. He overhelped a ton at Tennessee. Overhelped a ton, but I think that was scheme wise. Tennessee had I believe a very, very good defense. And I just suspect that was scheme. Every other way, off ball, like he seemed fine. So again, like he didn't seem to me like he didn't know where to be defensively in the way that like Cam Jones does. So I suspect that was scheme, and he was told to help aggressively. Again, it's a pretty smart thing to do in college. Nobody can shoot. So like I just think he's just sort of like, yeah, Chaz isn't going to kill you on the defensive end. He's probably like, I would say the upside of his defense is neutral to like slight defensive positive. I also think there's a world where he's like kind of below average, but I'm willing to bet on that with the 32nd pick. He's just like, he's got good wing size. He's pretty strong, and he can shoot the damn lights out off the ball. I just like at 32. I just like, what the hell is the downside there? I'm not really sure. There is one. So yeah, I like, again, I'm not super high on Chaz, but I am high on the fact that like his particular set of strengths just makes a lot of sense for the Celtics.